Hello, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector Review. Today's a review for Thursday, June 3rd. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing SNDL, Sundial Growers Inc., and we'll look at the chart, whether or not the short squeeze is finished. A lot of people asking what to expect tomorrow. So going to go over why I sold SNDL at the open, how we could have known that we were going to potentially top out today at the open, and how we could have reloaded cheaper. I'll go over the reasoning behind that and what to expect in the charts going forward into tomorrow and into next week. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. We'll run through some news and events like we normally do, and then we'll look at the SNDL chart in detail, and then we'll look at the Canadian and the US MJ space. I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well. So Nevada lawmakers approve MJ consumption in lounges. And this was among a flurry of last-minute measures approved by Nevada lawmakers before they adjourned for the year. We also know that we have drinks in Ontario potentially coming to bars and lounges. Ontario said it's looking to consult on MJ consumption as well. So imagine what's this going to do for companies' revenue if we can buy it at bars and different venues and lounges and concerts, that type of thing. It's obviously going to increase revenues in an insane amount, right? Once we start to see more of this adoption and more of this widespread availability and distribution. And also just wanted to let everybody know that I'm going to be making a trip. As you know, the cases are starting to go down quite a bit and quite drastically. So looking like we could be returning back to normal here in the next few months. But let me know in the comments below, do you think the worst is behind us? I do think so, and definitely due for a vacation. Had one in now over a year, I believe. So first thing I'll be looking to do is go to Colorado and Nevada. That's going to be something that you can look out for. I'm going to be doing a ton of reviews, product reviews for MJ products and things like that. So can't wait. Really want to try the Hexo Verivel Trust Beverage CBD joint venture with Molson Coors. So expect some product reviews for that in the future. And moving on, we'll take a look at the SNDL chart. So sold, I mentioned to private members this morning that I was jumping off the live stream. I was going to be selling SNDL and BlackBerry. I sold it at the open today. And the reason why I was a little skeptical and cautious and looking to sell that position was because we had overall weakness in the S&P 500, the tech sector, so the broader market was weak. We also had AMC, all these heavily shorted names like BlackBerry, SNDL. They were all getting some attention. Well, BlackBerry was up in the pre-market, but AMC basically drug it down. It was up to, I think BlackBerry got over 21, it was at $21 and then pulled back to about $17 and $18. And AMC was down because of a stock sale that they announced this morning, and that ended up, affecting a lot of our heavily shorted names as well, and then the weakness in the S&P 500. So SNDL, we were also approaching the Fibonacci level here at the 0.236 level, so we got very close to that. And again, we were daily overbought. RSI sitting at 75 on the daily, and it would have been a lot higher than that, likely in the 80s at one point. And just remaining cautious, right? We have a gap now in the chart as well, sitting at 115. So the low of the day today is going to be extremely important tomorrow at 123. If we lose 123, the daily pullback consolidation will be underway, and we're likely heading to that gap fill at 115. One psychological, and then we have the EMAs down at 95 and 89. But again, as long as we maintain the hourly uptrend from here, bulls are in full control. We have cooled off the RSI a bit here on the hourly, but holding EMA 12 as well, which we've been holding since all the way down at 72 cents. So extremely important that we hold that EMA 12 at 123. So EMA 12 at 123, and the low of the day today was at 123. So 123 is the level to watch into tomorrow. Personally, if I was still in a position, I'd be setting a stop just under 123, or maybe even if you want to allow a little bit more risk, you could do under 115, which is that gap fill. We could potentially go down and see a gap and go, fill the gap, and then continue. But again, at this point, we need to be cautious, but watching the hourly uptrend is the most important. We did confirm this daily trend change here back on May 26th, and it's just been nothing but all bulls from there. And if we just do a quick measurement, so we could pull back, essentially, we could pull back to around that 117. Even if we pulled back to that gap fill at 115, that'd be a little bit more of a pullback than we would like to see to call that a daily bull flag. But if we pull back to the 118, 120 area, it's still a potential bull flag. And if we were to confirm that bull flag, a targeted move, we'd be looking at a move up to around that 175 area, which is our previous resistance as well. And just want to also highlight that we had the Elliott wave count. So we had our 5th wave from the previous count. Then we had our ABC correction, and now we could be starting that first wave and likely due for some correction here at some point. But again, as long as we maintain the low of today, tomorrow, and hold that hourly EMA 12, just keep it simple. If we lose hourly EMA 12, then we're likely heading back down here to around $1.10, $1, at least fill that gap at $1.15. And again, I've mentioned on my videos for a while now that it was time to start looking into buying MJ stocks again, and here we are back above the 10-week moving average at 91. The stochastic is blasting off into orbit, and the MACD is looking to cross bullish as well. So as long as we can see that MACD cross bullish into the end of the week, and everything is looking great in terms of the SNDL chart. We also held the 50 weekly moving average there at 70 cents, so a lot of support there as we had the 200-day moving average there as well at 71. And now we're back over all of those daily moving averages. And another clue was that Tilray was daily oversold. You know, we pulled back on SNDL over 80%. Tilray pulled back over 80% from its recent high. So we knew that it was time to start scouting entries. And the same thing happened with Tilray. It held its 200-day moving average. And the more names that held it, the more likely we were to see, follow through to the upside, and the whole sector see follow through, right? So that's why I was so confident entering SNDL below $1 was because of that, and started to enter into my SNDL position around $1, and then I averaged down to about 80 cents and just sold today at, I think I sold this morning at around 130, 131. So again, huge move, and congrats to the bulls. I know a lot of people in our group took that trade as well. So moving on, just taking a look at the bull and the bear list. So on the bear list, we had CanTrust, TGOD, and High Tide. On the bull list, we had NSP, Huge, SNDL, and Tilray. So just taking a look at some of our other names as well. So Hexo on the daily, it's still a potential daily cup and handle, and bull flag. Yesterday closing near the high of the day. We saw follow through with a new higher high today, breaking the high of yesterday, but then closing near the low of the day, a bit of an opposite close today. But we'll continue to watch that support at 674. After 674, we have a lack of support down to 568. So we'll want to see, we have that gap here at 654 as well. So bulls looking to see this continuation and cup and handle follow through. CGC broke out to a higher high on the daily as well. So looking at MSOS, so daily consolidation today, but held EMA 12 and 26, managed to close above it. And at this point, we're just looking for that daily higher low, and the resistance now to break is 42.06. After that, it's 43.30 and 44.14. But again, looking to set these weekly bottoms. We held EMA 26 on the weekly pullback as well. And looking to change the weekly trend here. If we break above 44.14 here, we're going to confirm a weekly uptrend with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. That would confirm a weekly uptrend. And then that would mean that our monthly high or low is set here at 37.56. So taking a look at the bull and the bear list on the US side, we had BAM, NBEV, and VREO. On the bull list, we had BioHarvest, Ian, and KBEV. So BAM got slammed today. BAM with the slam. Man, that is closing near the low of the day. Increasing bear volume. We had support at 42. And then after that, it's 40 cents. But we're right on 40 cents support. After 40 cents, a lack of support down to 27. And 27, you're looking at some of the lowest numbers, right? 22 is the lowest that we have. So in my opinion, on this monthly consolidation, BAM is one of those names that I think is one you need to keep an eye out for. And it's boring until it's not. And I'm extremely bullish on BAM as well. So going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Looking forward to seeing how Sundial reacts tomorrow. Again, expecting more upside. No major red flags at the moment. We'll be watching the S&P 500. We'll be watching the other heavily shorted names like AMC and BlackBerry to get clues there as well. But watch that hourly EMA 12 at $1.23. Again, on your way out, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. It shows me some support, and we'll see you after market close tomorrow. Take care, everyone.